Hey everyone, even though our tomato varieties are looking great and they're probably gonna go in the ground in another week or so, it's actually time to start more seedlings, believe it or not. I am gonna start with things that are historically quick starts. So beans, zucchini, these all grow really quick from seed. Not necessarily produce quickly, but they are going to sprout and start to get their true leaves quick. A lot of people direct sow these. The reason I am putting them in little seedling containers is because I have a lot of squirrels and bunnies and birds and things that love to dig up seeds. So to get the best chance possible for these guys to get started, I'm going to start them in a tray. I'm also not going to label because a corn seedling, a bean seedling, and a zucchini all look completely different. So I'm not worried about that. They're also going to go in relatively similar areas when they do start to produce. So if I get them mixed up, it's okay. All I'm doing is same thing that I would do for any other seed starting, and that is starting with damp or wet seedlings. We have some potting mix, threw it in, dampened it, and then I'm just gonna take one seed per cell. I like to show what the seeds look like in case you've never seen them, but this is sweet corn. It literally looks like that kernel of corn because that's what it is. So we're just taking one and just pushing it in, giving it a little bit of a cover, and that's it. Done. On to the next. So we didn't have enough corn to fill this whole thing. So I'm going to do in the remaining 4 cells some cucumber seeds, and again, these are what they look like. Kind of exactly what you would think when you cut a cucumber. Those seeds are the seeds to grow cucumbers. So we're going to plant these in the remaining cells because I do not like wasting soil if possible. Next, I have some dragon tongue beans. I just think these are beautiful. This is my first year growing these, but I have grown bush beans and pole beans before. So the difference is bush is going to go straight up and kind of bush out. So think those purple beans that we've grown before, they don't need a trellis to support them. And pole beans need something to climb on. So think of those like the peas that we grew up top. And these, I believe, are bush beans, so I should not need a pole or support for them. And this is what those beans look like. And we're just going to fill this out. Last, certainly not least, is some yellow zucchini or golden squash, summer squash, has a bunch of different names. I grew this last year and it was so prolific. My single plant grew, I would say 6 or 7 zucchini by itself. So nice one for if you want something quick to grow and something prolific that's going to keep producing. And these are what those seeds look like. Very similar to pumpkin seeds because pumpkins are a squash. Can you see what I mean by I get birds and visitors all the time? What if I zoom in? It's all good. I like having animals in my backyard. I like having the wildlife have something that they can get from me taking over their area, but I just don't love when they eat my seeds that I've worked really hard on. So that's why these are in containers. Okay, these are done. They're just gonna hang out outside. We've not had a frost, and we're actually past our frost date. Knock on wood. I'll still check the temperatures, but they should be okay outside. But in these containers, birds are less likely, in my experience anyway, to come and pick them up from the containers. They rather do anything that's out in the open here. So now that we're done with our seed starting, let's go direct sow some things. For our direct sow, we're gonna stick with things that do not like having its roots move. So think carrots, radishes, lettuce, spinach, things that don't love to be transplanted. And all we're doing for this is probably even simpler than you think. It is just gonna be to move some area, just move some dirt around. I switched it up. These are lettuce seeds, but you just move some dirt around, put your seeds in, cover it back up. Ta-da, you planted some lettuce. It is as simple as that. So I'm going to continue that process around this bed, filling in gaps with spinach and lettuce. This is what spinach seeds look like. And finally, for around the borders, I'm going to do chives, and their seeds are itty bitty and look almost like black sesame seeds. Now we are done. We finished watering it, planting, so we are good to go. And what may surprise you is that I still have seeds left. Unless this is your second year using your seed packets you've shared, or you have a really specific variety that only came with 2 or 3, you're not using your whole seed packet, especially not the first time. And I'm gonna come through here once this lettuce starts to pop up and do another round of lettuce, just like I did up here with that variety. That way, once I cut, I now have another plant that's close to maturity for a constant harvest. Thanks everyone for following along. I will let you know how these guys and these guys survive. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye everyone.